Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's Combo Breaker 99. I'm back with another video. All right, y'all. So I've been looking at the top 10 of the flyweight division as of lately. Y'all know we've been talking about who's next in line for Valentina Shevchenko, and I just wanted to focus on Andrea Lee in this one here. I'll come back and talk about Taylor again, but after Andrea Lee won her fight a couple weeks ago against Cynthia Calvillo, it put her in a pretty good position. It put her in a solid position to campaign for that title and call out Valentina Shevchenko. And when she was asked about the fight at her post press fight interview, she basically said that that's a fight that she eventually wants, and she doesn't want to leapfrog ahead of everybody. And, she wants to earn it, or she wants to deserve it. But, to me, in my opinion, it's like when you get to a certain level, it's like you have to start calling out the champion, even if you are number 7 or number 8. Like, as soon as you get into the top 10, that's it. There is no turning back. That's just my opinion. It's just like, sometimes these fighters, it's almost like they blow themselves away when they perform to this level. Like, they should know, like, when you look this good or you make this statement, that's what you're doing it for that title, right? So it's like when you look this good, it kind of blows themselves away to perform at this level. Like Andrea Lee, she put on a good showing over Calvillo. And with that type of performance against the top 5, we knew what the discussion was going to be. She should have knew what the discussion was going to be. So to me, like, you have to be prepared. Like, you have to kind of have a speech ready almost in a way, or just your words ready to say, okay, yeah, I defeated the number 5. I'm here. You know what's coming, right? Like, okay, I'm number 7. I'm going to take on whoever I got to take to get to the champion, but I want that belt. You know what I mean? That's the kind of talk you have to have, because right now the path has been cleared by the champion. There's not many other fighters left on the road. Like, there's really not. Like, 1 through 4 have been defeated, right? Andrade, Chikagan, Murphy, Maya, they're all out of there, right? All of those fighters are out of there. So, and then you have Taylor Santos now at number 5, entering number 5. So she's pretty much probably going to be in line for that shot. But I think somebody like Andrea Lee needs to set herself up a little bit better, because I think for all these fighters fighting up, you have to say it. Look, you have to have it in you to say, look, the champion's name, say you want it, whether it is the next fight or one more fight. But don't make it sound like it's too soon, like, especially if you just, you break into the top 10, like, that almost sounds like, oh, I got to earn it. Like, that is what you want to do. You want to fight down? You want to fight somebody right next to you in the ranking? No, you got to jump ahead. Like, even, a lot of people talk about Zhang Weili, that she was moved too fast. At least she wasn't trying to hold back. She just kept going. Like, because she fought Jessica Aguilar, Danielle Taylor, Tisha Torres, and then eventually she got that shot, because I know it was about perfect timing, but it wasn't like she said, oh, hold up, I got to earn it, She got put in that position and she jumped in there and took it, right? And that's the approach even Jessica Andrade's always taking. Since she got up the ladder, she was like, okay, I beat so-and-so. I made a big statement. I dominated these fighters. It's go time, right? But just don't make it sound like it's too soon, especially if you, like I said, if you're in there. When you're there, every fight leads to that. So it's always like, hey, I already laid the groundwork, top 10, I'm number 7, let's go. So I think it's just a matter of these fighters learning how to be dominant, right? I think a lot of these fighters really need to learn how to be dominant in not just their work, not just their style, but their words. A lot of these fighters say they want to win, but do you want to be dominant? Like, do you want to be dominant? Like, do you just want to win the fight? Do you just want to fight? Or do you want to be the champion? Do you want to be on that mountaintop? So when it comes time, you can't really feel like overly respectful to a champion. You have to know that's the person that you're soon going to be trying to dethrone. Like, when these fighters say, oh yeah, Valentina Shevchenko, she's near perfect, or like Lauren Murphy, we'll eventually get there and you beat her, it's like, oh yeah, she's like Jordan. That's already kind of telling you what mind state they're in, right? Like, if you're calling her Jordan right now while you're still active in your career, that's already telling us that you're never going to get that belt, right? Because if you're not anywhere near that level, it's like, oh man, I'm not there. I'm not there. Because to me, again, top 10, that's just a time to beat some common names in the fashion, of the champion, beat some of those common names, kind of like how Lee did against Calvillo. I know Calvillo hasn't fought the champion, but that's the time to fight some of those similar names and make a big statement, right? If you don't want the championship fight right away, right? And at the same time, you need to be studying the champion, trying to dominate the other girls, like I said, in similar fashion. Entering the top 10 and beating a number 5 means you're close to earning it. So don't make it sound like it's like it's a long way off, right? That's just my point. Like, just going back to, the respect shown. Like, yeah, you can say, okay, yeah, this girl's solid and she's near a legend, but there's got to be some, there's got to be some weight to your side as well. Like, okay, like Valentina does this well, but so, and then when you fill in the blank, you say, okay, well, I could nullify this, or she is the champion, she is near great, but I can do it. I'm eventually going to be there. So you have to put yourself in that position, because like I said, when you start talking like this person's near perfect, and you're an active fighter as well, you're active contender, and we've seen some of your last performances, that's already kind of putting us in a mind state that you might not really want it. Like, right? A lot of people have been saying that even on my channel. Like, I mean, even if you are a fan of Andrea Lee, you have to understand that, okay, like this fighter here, the way they're talking, their demeanor doesn't really sound like they want to fight, right? Now, I understand, look, that a fighter wants to earn it. Anybody wants to earn it, but that's like when you're at the bottom of the ranking, in my opinion. Like, when you're 11 to 12, you want to say, okay, I got to earn the experience. I got to earn the way by beating these names. But to me, when you already break into number 5 and number 7, everything is right in front of you right now. It's go time. It's go time. Whether it's one more fight or you get that championship fight, you gotta be prepared, because it's go time. Because again, when all the other contenders up front, 1 through 4, out of the way, there is really no more time. I keep saying, by my standard, you could get one more fight against one of those 1 through 4s, but knowing Dana, knowing Mick Maynard, and trying to get Valentina back in there by the spring, is going to be number 5 or number 7. I mean, look at Juliana Pena. Juliana Pena is like number 7, right? She lost the GDR. She bounced back with a win over Sarah McMahon, and she knew that GDR been there, Holly Holm already been there, Aspen Ladd ain't ready because she's inactive. So she was like, let me talk myself into his title shot, right? Because I'm on my stay ready, right? She been gaining that experience. Now, granted, I don't know if Juliana Pena can pull off the win, but she still said, okay, I'm as ready as I'll ever be, right? So I understand you want to earn it, but look, it's a business. The business of the USC, hey, to get a title shot, words have to speak just as loud or even louder than actions. I think we've seen that with Carla Esparza, right? Carla wants it, and she's not ducking the champion, but she's being overly respectful. Like, she doesn't want to rub anyone the wrong way. But like I said, if you punch people for a living and you choke people out for a living, you send people to the hospital, why are you going to act like you can't say certain things to get under the fighter's skin, or even just kind of agitate them a little bit, or kind of make them look at you like, oh, you want to fight me? You know what I mean? Like, Andrea Lee, she's in a good position right now, and sometimes I think she didn't even know she was going to look that good that night, but she did. And with that performance, I think she needs to say, look, put me on the path to the champion in another fight or two, but I want that belt. Let me get the winner of Chikagan. Let me get the winner of Chikagan, Maya too. Or if she would have just said, let me get Jessica Andrade, okay, I'd have been all right, I'm cool with that. Like, if they said, like, when they asked her, they said, you want to fight Valentina Shevchenko, she said, you know what, I got my eyes on Andrade right now. I got my eyes on Andrade. I'd be like, oh, because Andrade is a tough task in itself. But I know if you want to fight Andrade, who's number 1, and you're number 7, then I know what you want next, right? So that would make more sense, just saying, okay, I don't want to leapfrog over a bunch of people. This the fight game. You got to leapfrog over. I mean, there's nobody else ahead of you that really deserves it. And everybody that did get it, they failed, right? So to me, just saying Valentina is near perfect and not following her up, but I have the skills to, I just kind of feel like that just sounds like, he wants to prolong it a little bit. But when you think about it, hey, she has more experience and she's a little bit older than Taylor Santos. So she actually has more of the tool set and the experience under her belt to say, okay, after a 2-fight win streak, maybe 3-fight win streak, she should get it first, right? Because she's kind of in that same bag as Lauren Murphy, right? They've been around a little bit longer in the UFC. Again, their tools are pretty much what they are. So you might as well get it while you can, right? It just sounds like she's not really as sure. She did say one day she'll get it, she'll take it and give the fans something to watch, but I don't really know how to read that, So it's on her to earn it now, and hopefully it happens, because we do need a new face. We do need a new face to challenge for the belt. So let's see. Since she just broke into the top 10 after the Calvillo win, I say it's got to be a gatekeeper that she fights next. If she says she wants to earn it and go from there, But it's crazy. You know, it's crazy. Shevchenko really puts this division on respect mode. You know, it's crazy. It's crazy because she puts them on respect mode. Because when when they get to that top, or they even get somewhere near the middle, they all kind of hold back on title talk for real. You know, of course Andrade, she didn't. But some of the other ones, it just seemed, Jennifer Maya, she didn't as well. But it just seemed like some of them were like, okay, I'm here. Yeah, I guess I'll take it. You know, they kind of get pushed into it. But to me, it's like. Shevchenko is the champion. You know, she's champion for a reason. But if you're still active as well, I think there's only so much respect you got to show, because that's the only way you can get the fight. You know, because Dana White, he don't want to hear somebody backpedaling. You know, he doesn't want inactive fighters. You know, he doesn't want people putting on lackluster performances. And past couple weeks, over the past couple weeks, Andrea Lee, Taylor Santos, they've been blowing people away. And when you've been blowing people away like that, you know what the talk is going to be. It's going to be about the bullet, right? They need a new face. So when you start looking that good, you better have your speech ready. You better have your words ready to say, look, okay, I'm ready. Let me get Shevchenko. Or you say, look, okay, let me get the number one contender in the title eliminator. Then we fight Shevchenko. But as of right now, my final thoughts, I think since, Taylor Santos is ahead, which is another video, at number 5, she might be getting it next. As for Andrea Lee, this is what she wanted to do. She didn't want to leapfrog over Taylor Santos. So in the meantime, if Taylor doesn't get Andrade, I think Andrea Lee should be fighting or calling out somebody like Jessica Andrade. Because Jessica Andrade, just so y'all know, y'all be saying, ask me if she going back to strawweight. It's on her IG. Jessica Andrade will be fighting between. She doesn't care. She said, it don't matter to me. I want to fight at 125 or 115 right now. Who should I fight next? So that's where it's going with her. So Andrea Lee, in the meantime, if she's number 7 and she wants to earn it by taking on that big threat. Go in there, showcase your tools, and dominate. Because like I said, Andrea Lee, even though she's ranked lower than Taylor Santos, I feel like she does have a little bit more tools to her disposal that she's gained throughout her UFC years. She's like I said, got the age over Taylor Santos even in fight years. So yeah, she could probably get that title shot after Taylor Santos just because of that ranking positioning. But I think she has those tools to say, hey, look, it's there. It's no need to try to say I want to deserve it anymore. You got to fight up from here, and that should be Andrade to me. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I got on this. So like I said, I just want to come back and do this one on the fly and talk about some of these flyweight contenders, potential flyweight contenders, because I still don't know who really wants it more, but it's looking like Taylor will probably get it before Andrea Lee. So in the meantime, Lee needs to call out Andrade. What do you guys think? Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Subscribe. Peace.